And we are live at 5:25 from the Piranha Pond. What's up, everybody out there in digital land? Welcome to the Piranha Pond StreamCast live at 5/7 Central. I am your illustrious host, Kingfish Mac, joined as usual by the Piranhas in the pod. To the left of me, the best be my young bro, Mr. Frankie Young Flyer. What's up with it?
What up, world? Hope you all are having wonderful evenings out there, man.
Below him, my other twin, Mr. Nick Nass. What's happening with you, baby boy?
Trying to get it in. Let's go.
And you guys know who brightens up the pond, brings the bling bling, my beautiful cousin, Miss Nick Mo. What's up, show?
Hey, what's up, Pond? What's up?
Shit. Trying to get it in. I'm glad that we all ended up being in one place at one time.
Yes, sir.
It's becoming more and more rare. It's good to see you guys all. Let's get right into this subject, man. I wanted to talk about a particular phenomenon that's been jumping off in our culture in this battle of communication between Black men and Black women in a relationship space. And I think that in the last year and a half or so, with the advent of Kevin Samuels and the quote unquote manosphere movement, they had a particular philosophy that had been kind of being pushed. That philosophy not being, not being too, what is the word that I want to that I'm looking for? What's the word that they call us when we're against women? Start with an M.
Misogynistic.
Right. So the positioning is not so much misogynistic as it is shocking to the political stance of the progressive Black woman in today's society, more commonly called the modern Black woman. And that positioning was that Black men of a particular stature and positioning in the community, when seeking a wife, they desire for a woman to be, I guess what the term that was coined is fit, friendly, and feminine, right? So you're not, obesely overweight. And we have to, admit without addressing the subject that, there's a very large percentage of our population that is overweight and just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of live. I know I am. Friendly or feminine, friendly and feminine being, more of the traditional wanting to kind of get along with your mate and moving the family forward, recognizing traditional roles, even if those roles are divided along gender lines. And I don't think that is. I don't think that positioning is in itself anti-woman. I think that it is just, niggas is looking for what worked because things just don't work right now. Right, communications between Black men and Black women that the divide between us is constantly growing more and more. And again, like I said, and with the advent of Kevin Samuels and people of his like, you had men who were shouting with bullhorns what it is that they desired in a woman, right? And some women hear that. I heard that. Most women, um, modern women, are not trying to hear that. As Shell says, it's the way that you talk to me, and I don't even fucking hear the message no more, right? So a lot of what he was kind of saying kind of got lost in the delivery as well as this positioning. That if we succumb to whatever men are talking about they want in a woman, then it's like going back to the 50s. It's going to set womanhood and sisterhood back decades, this, that, and the third. So it's fight, fight, fight with all your win, right, on every fucking point. So what has developed in our culture is the pick-me phenomenon. And if you don't know what that is, here, let me blow you a little video right quick.
Here we go.
Shout out to Mademoiselle. Shout out to Mademoiselle magazine. I'm gonna bite some of this shit right quick.
Pick me.
No, pick me.
Pick me. I'm the one.
I make his plate.
I wash his clothes.
I roll over every time he taps me on my shoulder.
You may have noticed a growing trend on social media, and we are talking about pick me culture. I'm Shamika Sanders, and these are my co-hosts, Kiara Kelly and Africa Miranda. Pull up a chair because you are watching Listen to Black Women. Who the fuck is he? The term pick me has been floating around social media for some time now, but it got a little exacerbated when Love and Hip Hop Miami star Amara La Negra posted a performative post on Instagram cleaning her man's bathroom. She was in like a Fashion Nova dress, and it sparked a whole bunch of backlash and a bunch of women talking about pick me culture. You may be asking yourself, what is pick me culture? Well, Sonia Eskridge wrote in a MadameNoir.com article, a pick me's motivation for shaming other women is men. Everything they do is centered around catching a man. All of which leads us to our question of the week. How do we stop perpetuating pick me culture? Ladies,
I think it's
Boom. So,
I'm sorry.
what's up, Nick?
No, go ahead. Go finish your statement.
I ain't say nothing.
you just be laughing at my fucking language.
Hilarious.
That shit
So-
is fucking classic. I had to pick my fucking mouth up. The fuck these hoes come from?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you would be more than surprised, right? That it's a trip, right? Because of, I don't know if you guys picked up on it or not, right? But what these sisters are doing is they're being real facetious, right? They don't really feel like that. What they're doing is they're doing an over exaggeration of females that they consider to be pick-me's, right?
Right.
But
Doing
the underlying culture and
Right.
just trip, right? Like on a female podcast, right? Three black women, and the overwhelming underlying sentiment is that women who want to try to capitulate to the desires and the needs of black men are, some pathetic ass bitches and shit, right? Even in trying to explain what a pick me is, you still get this underlying feeling that the women that they're talking about are somehow lower than the average black woman. And what is kind of puzzling to me is I thought that, the whole self-actualization of black women was about women being able to have a choice. So is it women have a choice except when they choose to be with a husband in a submissive and fucking old school traditional manner?
Yeah, it's
ahead, Nick. I
getting
guess you had
shunned
something
on. It's getting shunned on because that is the main part where, if a man is providing a home, taking care of everything, but he still has to come in the house and clean and stuff, like take care of his own domain, and a woman doesn't offer nothing but sitting back looking pretty. But even if a woman want to take on and assist the man in that situation, it's purely like you said in the beginning of the podcast. It's like independence. You shouldn't have to clean. If y'all got enough money, you get a maid to do it. Why should you not be living the lifestyle of an independent boss lady? Now you look like a straight, housewife, and it's so unlikely. You're not being dressed up, but like you said, the picture said high fashion, but she cleaned the bathroom, taking care of her domain, and it's considered being a pick me. I thought that was a union, a contract when you go into somebody and live their life, that everybody contributes to the pot, not just financially, not just the house, but contributing to legacy as far as raising kids, having a house, and your domain where you safe and sane.
Too much like.
But a nigga's got to come home, and it's like, wow, like you should be out there turned all the way up. You shouldn't have to resort into this new world of staying in the house barefoot and pregnant. It's messed up.
For one, the analogy itself, as where we are, is kind of rough. Why? Because I mean, just the audacity with, I'm gonna say today's woman, and I don't mean that as in today's woman that okay, she's CEO, she's CFO, she's making six figures. I just mean like.
That ain't today's woman.
I just mean like today's woman as in this day and age, as to say that that's all I have to look forward to is to like all my days efforts. Like for instance, I'm at work, but all I'm doing is thinking of a million fucking things I can do to go home to get my man to fucking pick me. And for one, that was just like the post that was going around that me and my cousin was calling about the other day, talking about something about when I get home or later. It had something to do with requesting sex, and we was like, "Oh, we out here doing
that." Stop it. You had to schedule it in. You had to schedule it
in a quote like requesting. I'll be requesting sex, and we was just like, "What the fuck, we out here doing that now?" Like. Shit just can't happen organically anymore to where people together or however we doing it, but like it's requested now. Like I'm gonna put a sticky pad up and be like, it'd be nice to fucking fuck when I get home today. Wow, we there now. But in regards to this though, I'm just saying that I'm gonna just be real with it. I ain't for women's lib. And I like to truly believe in my past self, I wouldn't have been for women's lib. I understand why women's lib needed to happen at a point in time to where it kind of needed to happen. And don't get me wrong, on the off source of it opened all kind of doors in regards to women being able to vote, better in their education, being equal opportunity, with jobs and stuff, affirmative action and all that good stuff too. That I'm not saying the movement that didn't happen, it didn't need to happen. But in today's society, I'm not fucking women's lib. I work hard, but fuck, I want to be married. I want fucking two incomes. I want to do shit together and not feel like I'm struggling so much because I'm just single by my fucking self. I want that whole togetherness, that whole thing. Like, I don't feel like I'm that much woman to where I'm like, no, nigga, you can't do for me just because you a man. But if my mama come asking me, I'm gonna take her last, So I don't. I just being me saying that, then I definitely wouldn't be on the front row of a segment called Pick Me.
I'm gonna say, it's I commend those women who want to be homemakers. If I made the type of dough where I can fucking afford for my wife not to work, that's what the hell I would do, man. You ain't got to do none of that shit.
I want
home,
that.
Take care of the house. You know what I'm saying? Shop every now and then. Do the shit. But for as long as a nigga in the motherfucking mud, We all got to get out here and get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck all
Start
that other
grinding
shit.
together. Right.
But yeah, if I had it, I'd be more than willing to welcome that, because that builds for, to me, in terms of kids, in terms of stability, that type of shit works. That type of shit worked. Have always worked.
Get me
So
wrong,
yeah, I wouldn't mind that shit at all.
with today's
Not at all.
society, you know, I think that if I think that whole, like, I ain't gonna lie, you know, we should adopt that whole Canada healthcare thing. You know, they pay, you know, women who have a baby to stay home the first year. You know, like, I really feel like that shit is needed, you know, and stuff like that. It just kind of makes it hard in today's society, because not today's society, just here, you know, and stuff like that. You know, they want you to fucking drop the baby in 3 weeks be back on fucking death duty. Bitch, I had a fucking C-section. How? You know? But yeah, I get it.
The government of the United States of America is way too greedy for that shit.
Right.
So my thing is what it is, and just saying that, because now you're trying to shame this lady, you know, that, you know, it's a tried and true practice of womanhood or being human. When you actually get a place, the hardest thing is to get a roof over your head, right? But to maintain whatever you got, no matter who, both of y'all have a job, one have a job, and there's no role reversals. So the thing is, now that's not even talking about this lady. Not saying that, you know, coming from lineage that had 9 to 10 kids between the same mama and daddy, then that woman was for the last 13 years, she was, every 9 months she had a kid, or they came out earlier, 2 at a time. But that was the part that was, you know what I'm saying, tried to do that, built the homestead. Right? So now, how in this century, the 20th, whatever this 20th century is, that it resulted to shaming these women that say, hey, you know what? I've been out here grinding, busting my ass. I got all kind of accolades and stuff. But the simple thing is to actually use my home. I found the guy that says, hey, that I want to union with you, sign a contract. Right? But now these modern women are shunning on it. Like, you did all of that, girl, boss, bitch, whatever the fuck. Now you at home scrubbing toilets. You know what I'm saying? Because of a nigga gave you a safe haven. And so you was like, well, I'm not going to buck baskets. I'm just going to fold and just be a housewife. But just like we brought up a couple of weeks ago, so does that result to a man? So if the woman was working, the man was at home cleaning, would he still be a lazy motherfucker? Or he'll be a house husband? What, you know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody needs to choose somebody to make it happen. You know, it's not in the history of the universe has it been that say that everybody want to go through this all alone. So,
but I'm confused.
Yeah, pick me is a poor choice of fucking words.
Your manhood wouldn't allow you to lay your head on a pillow and accept your wife to take care of you if she could while you were healing, not for the rest of your life. While you were healing, last week you was opposite of this, because you said that no matter what, even if you had 2% oxygen running through your brain, you had to be able to put a plan together. And she was just saying, relax, I got it, maybe for the next 6 months while you're really going through it. And you was like, absolutely fucking not.
So this is the part where in a modern place, because how the definition is, I'll be a pick me nigga. Pick me for you can take care of me, or I can take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a human being, and that should be.
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think that I think that the term is meant to connote something different than that. And I think two things. So first of all, I think with the term
what happened? Ethiopian, this bitch. Big ass fly just like boom.
I am fit. So
good.
So I think that the term pick me is not meant to describe a woman who is already in a relationship with a man that she desires, and she's catering to him, right? Because
Mhm.
those women are kind of like us in the conversation. They don't exist. They don't exist in the conversation, right? Like, bitch, you
Mm.
happy? Shut the fuck up, right? Don't rock the boat. You know, you go live your old domestic life, whatever. If you happy over there, be happy over there. I think what the whole pick me phenomenon is single women criticizing other single women for the things that they are willing to show men that they are willing to do, right, for the man, that are wifely, things that may ingratiate her to the man. That so here.
And I get your point, and it's like, what? So, where? Now, this is the question, right? Because I'm not saying I've been in the bubble this whole time, right? But that's, I would think that what everybody would want to build a home in the family.
No, but you're not listening. So it's not about wanting to build a home in the family, because again, you know, the chicks that are building a home and a family and are walking step in step with their man, they're not part of the conversation, right?
Oh, it's a
It's
whole
the
different
chicks,
segment.
it's the chicks that you have the potential to go get a man, right?
Okay, I
And
got you.
okay, so you got three chicks, right? You got the black chick who is like, fuck that. I'm about uh self actualization, manifest destiny, anything that I want, I deserve. God is um, gonna put this man in my life, and I could draw this man however the fuck I want to. And we typically talk about over 6 feet, you know, six figures, you know, willing to fucking protect you, you know, fuck a nigga up, you know, leadership qualities, all that kind of shit, right? The perfect man, right? And not even the perfect man. Let's just, you know, 10% of the men, right? And and then you have the sister who is saying, shit, okay, well, what that man wants is this kind of woman. So shit, is it that far away from my character to, you know, kind of cater to some of these desires and needs that this man has? And then you have the white woman, right? Just
Oh,
It's gonna say
right.
the white woman, right? But any other
Hmm.
race of woman who is not from the culture and is simply gonna treat the black man the way that she treats the man in her culture, right? Which is generally
Mm.
not gonna be the way that first sister is gonna be interacting with a man.
Or even a
So
second
now
for
the
that
man,
matter.
right? So now the man he's got a choice. Now remember, this is the desirable man. This ain't the nigga making 30 racks. You know what I'm saying? With a penitentiary record and fucking on probation and, you know, three baby mamas. Nah, this is that desirable motherfucker that checks off all them boxes and shit, right? For all the sisters, right? And a whole lot of white girls that like niggas, right? So now he's got the choice, right? Because remember, we did a whole podcast on that about
Yeah, I remember.
the niggas that y'all want might not want you because they got a whole lot of other options and shit, right? Options that a nigga like me don't never think about because I don't got them any motherfucking way. They don't even exist in my fucking life. I don't think about that
Hmm.
shit. But this nigga does. And this is the nigga that you want. And now he's put up to the choice. And you got sister one that's saying, nigga, choose me or not, nigga. Choose me, nigga. You try to fucking, you better wait till I choose you, nigga. What the fuck you mean? Then you got the white girl over there saying, well, hey, you know, I just want to understand the black guy and understand your culture. And then you got the sister that's like, well, look, I understand that you want, you know, a woman that's feminine, that's going to submit, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be more maternal, less combative. And I'm going to work on trying to be those things. I can be those things. That woman, the first woman, calls a pick me because she's saying, hey, pick me, pick me. And I
Hmm.
think that that's bullshit.
Yeah,
I think
it
that
is.
what it does is it penalizes the woman who is choosing to be in a more traditional role. And as it turns out, the more traditional role is what pretty much every black man wants. Even the niggas that's with that, oh, I just want a modern woman and she can make her own decisions. Let her decision be something that you don't want her to do. Nigga,
Right.
you gonna
Cut
feel
off.
some kind of fucking way.
To hit it the fan, right?
Now,
You
can
feel
I
what I'm saying?
can I
You gonna
interject this
start
question?
emotionally blackmailing the girl and all. Well, you're gonna do the same shit to her that women have done to us for years that we just assume is okay. Well, if you love me, you wouldn't. Yeah, I know you can if you want to, but why would you want to if you love me? No, you're a whole individual. Do what the fuck you want to do. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, do you think that derives? I'm gonna interject this quick. Derives from, from like in the past, that it's the fear of being like your grandmother or your mother walking around the house wearing a muumuu and stuff, and they got all this modern shit out in the world that you don't have to fucking do that because a man thinks that he's off jet setting the 6-figure nigga, and you at home not enjoying none of the fruits of his fucking thing, and you not being spoiled to death. You know what I'm saying? It's like you result to have a fucking bottle full of a bottle full of motherfucking soft scrub and shit, and like that's your payment back to society by you saying, okay, I don't want to fight with you, so just pick me. That, like you said, that's nigga. Who would want?
I don't
That's
think that's
fucked
what
up.
it is. I think
I
that
don't think it's the way that Nick just described it.
yeah, I don't think it's that way either, because
It's not. I don't want to.
regardless what it is, you gonna end up turning up
What
how
I'm
you want
saying-
to turn up being old, and either way it go.
Right.
So when you old, you old. So that ain't got nothing to do with shit. You know what I'm saying?
What I was
You gonna
saying
end up
was-
that.
Yeah.
What I was saying in terms.
So is
of,
it just one
what I
progressive
was saying
class
in
of
terms
women
the
that would
description,
define?
right? What I was saying in terms of the description, right? On what the pick me, quote unquote, woman is to the woman who's calling her a pick me, right?
Yeah.
What the first woman is saying is, girl, why would you bend to satisfy a man? You only doing this shit so that this nigga can pick you. But here's what I hear, right? I just put myself in the place of the nigga that's doing the picking, right? And if I heard the first chick say that, what I would say is you hating on her. She's willing to do some shit that you ain't willing to do. And so what you would do is, instead of competing, fucking make me aware of some shit that you do that makes this shit immaterial. Make me not want this shit over here, right? But if you can't make me not want what I want, and you got a woman who's willing to try to provide some of the things that I want, it knocks you out the fucking box. And remember, we talking about the 10% man, ain't a whole bunch of them motherfuckers. So I think that.
But that makes him. Would you?
I think that is
how
a
you just
strategy.
explain that makes all of them.
I think that is a very focused and intentional strategy.
Because, like I said, that the word "pick me" covers all of them, because you like pick me over this. So what is the like? It puts you in a competition because you got to pick one of them. You know what I'm saying? So what's ever good, what in the other, is your choice on how you want to fucking be. So it's like it's a poor campaign. I think we need to cancel that shit right there.
Nick, it's not pick me. It's not pick me like pick
Duck,
one.
duck, goose, nigga.
It's pick me like
that term.
No, listen. It's not the term. It's the tone. It's not
tone.
Pick me. It's, oh, you're a pick me. Pick me. Feel what I'm saying? It's
like
a
you
little
said,
different.
facetious, right?
Yeah.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Antagonizing too.
It's the chick who's not willing to bend at all, telling the chick who is willing to bend, you only willing to bend because you just want him to pick me. But the chick that's willing to bend is saying, no, I'm trying to get me a high value man, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? The man of my desire. And I realize that here, let's switch it around. Let's say
I offer him a safe place to sing. I'm not trying to be his mama, but I'm trying to be there supporting him in what he's doing. I like that. Where you going?
Let's say got two podcasts, right? This podcast and another podcast at the same time, right? And On this podcast, nigga, we doing all the motherfucking work behind the scenes, in front of the fucking shit, all the shit that goes into making this shit great, right? And then the other motherfuckers is not willing to do all that fucking work, right? They just fucking showing up and just talking, whatever the fuck, right? And then when it's time for Spotify to be fucking throwing out them fucking $10 million deals and shit, they saying, well, we want motherfuckers that's professional, that's interesting, that have viral opinions and shit, polarizing opinions. We want a good fucking friendly argument. This, that, and the third. And we saying, well, shit, we do all that. And then the other podcast is saying, you motherfuckers is with that pick me shit. Pick me, pick me. I do it professional, so pick me. No, it's what these motherfuckers want. That's gonna give us what we want. We willing to put the fucking work in. The fuck you mean we'll pick me? Pick these nuts. How about that, motherfucker? While you sitting there doing nothing and talking shit about what should be. I'm doing what's necessary for it to be. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I think. That's where I'm so offended by the term, because what it does, let's put us in that 10%, right? We all fucking rich, balling ass niggas, 50, coming up on 50 and zoom past it, right? And shit, nigga, all that 1,000 whole shit is out the window, nigga. Niggas too tired for that shit, right? Niggas trying to set up legacies, niggas trying to build some shit, leave some family shit, niggas thinking about his own mortality. Now it's time to write wills, all the rich people shit, right? And it's time to build with a woman, right? Well, Frank, we can remove you out the scenario because you already got that. But me and you, Nick, we're not gonna be wanting to fucking get with a chick and shit, right? That's gonna be fucking arguing this, that, and the third, and try to compare. No. First of all, funny shit to me, right, is that most of that conversation will come from a sister who got her shit together, quote unquote, right? So you upwardly mobile in your career, got a little bread stacked away, you know what I'm saying? You socially fucking, adept, able to maneuver and network, this, that, and the third, your friends and shit is cool. And, and you're a beautiful fucking woman, you're young, vibrant, no kids, whoop, and you think all that shit means something to me. Remember, I'm already the 6-figure nigga. So what
don't
you
mean shit.
Don't matter. How much education you got don't matter. I mean, I'm proud of you. Like, you go out and do your shit and go slay dragons out there in the world and, do your fucking woman boss shit. Cool. Bring your ass home, man. I want to hear that shit, man. I want to hear nothing about you telling me, nigga, do this because I make as much money. It don't matter. It don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? So the things that the boss chick thinks are attractive to a man, she only thinks that because that's what attracts her to a man. You feel what I'm saying? But
yeah,
we different people, we different creatures, right? So yeah, you might be attracted to a nigga that got his bread right, drives something fat, you know what I'm saying? Iced out, you dripping, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't got no fucking baby mama dramas and this, that, and the third. And, you know what I'm saying? Move like I move and shit. And, niggas listen when a nigga talk. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But them ain't qualities that I look for in my woman. You feel what I'm saying? If you that kind of, because you need to be, because you had to survive in the world on some independent shit. Now you're talking about settling down, then what you need to find is what I would consider to be a womanly role. You know what I'm saying? In dealing with me.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have the same conversations that me and my homeboys have.
Exactly.
We just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole get down has got to be totally and completely different. And like I say, the things that the
You froze up?
He froze up. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You froze up. You froze up. State your last. You said you was going on the statements. Yeah.
The things that the boss chick has accomplished, right, to make herself the boss chick, she generally will try to hold those things as fucking value signals, right, to the guy that she's trying to impress. Except generally, the guy that she wants to impress is a guy who already has all that shit right there and don't need to be competing with his woman with it. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
yeah, you can go out in the streets in your world, in your business world, and slay dragons and be, you know what I'm saying, fucking Leona Helmsley. I don't give a fuck, right? Go get your bread. Be the best at it. I'm proud of you for that. But that shit don't translate back to the house.
Yeah, because the thing is, you out managing other people, or you still that resilient in managing your house. You said you have no skills on that level because you haven't been in their shoes. And it looked like what you're saying that they buck against the shit. Like, if I get in there, how could my performance level? Because it's really, you get into it and your self-esteem as being that to a man is soft as table butter. You know what I'm saying? You can't display your hardness of survival skills because it has to do with your household now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're right. It doesn't materialize in the universal law. You know, being a mother, a caregiver, offering a peaceful place for a man that's out here sacrificing, getting it. And some of these, like you said, it's the three sectors of these women that's imposing this idealistic or this how they define this woman as giving up everything. And it's like, wow, that's yeah. That phrase disgusts me right now anyways, and I'm learning more and more about it. It's like you just can't take people out the game like that and try to bench them out of the fucking game of life off of that. And like, man,
It's just I
Especially,
just think.
go ahead, Frank.
No, I was gonna say I think it's just a pure jealousy type thing because
envious.
the women who are on top doing their right, the woman who on top doing her shit ain't getting them niggas. Them niggas is going for them ones that's trying to get chose. So, and for some reason they can't get in their mind that's how you get chose, especially by the motherfuckers they after. But it takes all kinds though, because I can even be kept if my motherfucking allowance is right.
But we didn't even go there because I remember, you know what I'm saying, allegedly, I used to get paid to go on dates with women.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying, $300 a
man.
time, nigga, $1,000 a time. No.
If the allowance is right,
you know what I'm saying?
nigga,
Just to show up and look and be in my fly clothes, just to sit there. It's like, hey, the life of the party. I give you $1,000 to show up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that the woman who is on top of her shit, and again, let me preface this by saying that a lot of the videos that I've watched where they are discussing this whole picky culture shit, it kind of always comes down to the girls who are using that term are painting the other girls as kind of having nothing else going for themselves and just being a chick who's just going to be in the world if they don't marry somebody who can take care of them type of shit. And that's not what the scenario is at all, right?
Yeah.
You know, what the scenario is you have a variety of different women from different socioeconomic backgrounds who kind of all recognize that where we are as a culture in terms of relationship politics is not going anywhere. Like, we're not going nowhere fast, and every other culture is. And you have chicks who, even though they have went out and slayed the dragon, they looking back at the fact that their grandmother stayed married for 50, 70 years.
50,
you know what I'm
70 years.
saying? They mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not that far off from, the time when you just stay fucking married and just made that shit fucking happen. Was fuck and still be married, right? Fight like an still married like a motherfucker. You put that good face on. But that's not what I'm telling women to do. What I am saying, however, is that there are women who recognize that there was a particular value that came in trying to work hand in hand with the man and letting the man lead the family as opposed to being in a ongoing battle with your man over who wears the motherfucking drawers in this bitch. Feel what I'm saying? And having all these different, very good reasons, why we should embrace this bad thing, which is a woman running the fucking show. You know what I'm saying? And call it what the fuck you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just come from that culture, right? Like, that's not to say that the women's job is any less important, right? Because I think of all my aunties, you know what I'm saying? My granny, you you know what I'm saying, that stayed
Dope.
married and cussed their husbands out because they was mad. I didn't heard them banging that spoon on the pot, ready to cuss a nigga out because the nigga didn't stayed out too fucking long, came in drunk, dragging and some more shit. Like, I come from that culture, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But that's all part of working together and shit, right? And trying to, get to the next, because you always realize that it's something bigger than just you and what you want. Like, you fold yourself into the greater thing. And that means sometimes you got to fucking not get what you want. Sometimes you got to fucking be, you got to be accommodating to the other person and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Even, and just because you can don't mean that you should.
You know, and that makes a good point, because, you know, that what you just said took me back to 1993, right? With some Ali, when she was like the book, how the black man's guide to a woman or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that was a big debate back then, and for I can remember, it said that the slave mentality they try to put the women in with this pick me, this phrase will actually throw them off kilter and have them going in misdirection. So they won't even present themselves because they're not worthy to the high value woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's going to keep it down, because at the end of the day, just like you said, we all want to come back to a peaceful home. So whoever it is, that it shouldn't be downgraded at all. Because this is a separation. You know, because it's like, are you a slave to yourself or a slave to the game? You know what I'm saying? And the game of life is how it needs to be played at the end of the day. Because you can portray this in public, but when you get home, I think that's what people desire, like just to be a part of something big instead of doing it all alone. You know?
So I look, I had it wrote down, but I already answered the question and shit, right? It said, what happens to the pick me once she gets picked?
Right.
She comfortable.
She becomes wifey. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking about her ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't hear about it. She ain't in the conversation no more.
And then the thing is, like, he didn't give me a chance, and I'm a high value, and that right there even I think sucks too, man. That high value, that toxic masculinity, and toxic
femininity. Hate that fucking word. I hate that word.
You know what I'm saying? All that
high
shit
value.
is like, yeah, all that shit is just bullshit. And I'm like,
men or women, it's a depiction of people that it brought me high, like them cartoons from people high. You know, like
it's delusional.
I don't like that depiction, like, because why? Because no matter what I do or who I am, and you know, we proud people. I don't
tell the truth, Shell. Tell the truth.
More than the next person like that. You know, I know who I am. It's not my job to go knock on all my fucking neighbors' door and say, "Bitch, I'm fucking great and I'm beautiful." You either gonna know it or you don't.
I understand exactly where you're coming from. I was gonna say the same thing a different way about you in that term, right? And but I think that what it is that it's become part of the lexicon, but not with a full understanding of where it came from, right? So we're gonna credit Kevin Samuels, right? But Kevin Samuels was quoting, I don't know who the fuck else he was quoting, some study, right? And what the study was about the sexual marketplace, the dating scene as a marketplace, right? Like,
oh my
going
God.
to the club. No, just think about it. Just
you know
listen
what?
to the philosophy.
You bring me back to fucking slavery and people standing on the box.
No, but listen.
Yeah.
Listen. What this study was saying was that in the dating scene, going to a club, right, and you are literally in a marketplace, right? Like, people are there to trade. You know what I'm saying? Intimacy, whatever the fuck, relationships, communication, networking, whatever and shit, right? And it's all based upon sex, right? The underlying sentiment throughout the whole club scene shit, right? And the whole dating shit is sex, right? Now, it's just below the surface. You don't talk about it until it's appropriate to talk about this, that, and the third. But when you think about it from those terms, you go into the club to meet a woman, you go into the marketplace to get what it is that you value and shit, right? Then you have to ask yourself, as a piece of meat who's in the marketplace as well, how am I valued, right? And so what the term was sexual marketplace value, SMV, right? So it's
that's deep.
How appealing are you to the opposite motherfucker that you trying to appeal to, right? And then you start breaking down all the shit that we talk about is just regular parts of our conversation now, right? What women want, 6 feet tall, 6 figures, because motherfuckers did studies on this shit, right? So now we got the information. We know what sexual marketplace value is, right? How to quantify your sexual marketplace value. And now it's up to the person, right, to meet whatever terms of the value. Everything value is a sliding scale, right? A fucking Bentley is this much value and a Volkswagen is this much value, right? Depends on the amount of work that goes into each one, right? And the practicality, the comfortability, how it suits your lifestyle. All of these things go into how you value this particular thing that you want, right? So if you want a Bentley, you're not going to settle for a motherfucking Volkswagen. Now, what Kevin Samuels did is he took the whole shit and reversed it. He says, look, you got all these fucking Volkswagens out here pretending to be Bentleys, and they trying to get with Bentley owners. They telling the Bentley owners, look, don't even look at the fact that I got this VW sticker on me. I'm a motherfucking Bentley. Why am I Bentley? Because I say so. Self-actualization, self-determination,
I identify as
all that I'm a queen shit without doing nothing. So what Kevin Samuels was doing was saying, the man that you want has high value in the sexual marketplace. He's of a high value. This nigga checks off all the boxes. Where are you at to attract that kind of motherfucker? Why do you deserve him? And nobody never could answer the question. They all just got mad, right? Yeah. But the high value man shit, right, became the whole calling shit. And why? Remember the very first podcast we did about that shit, my very first statement was, I don't really buy into this high value man shit because it ain't talking about us.
Exactly.
And my value comes from a different place than having 6 figures a year. Like I've been a 6-figure a year, 7-figure nigga.
Yeah.
I've been a 0-figure nigga a year too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still me.
And it wasn't the fact that, like, just like looking back on it now and being a little bit more rational about it, because I can do that. The reason I had a problem with what the delivery of that was because even how many love stories have you seen to where you had this fucking man prince and was fucking rich and the fucking chick that was just walking a new fucking yard? I feel like he took you could be all that and I damn well could be right here, but he fucking loved me and I love him. I felt like he took the intimacy of two people from maybe 2 different walks of life, living on 2 different levels. She could have been a fucking maid, but if you fucking seen Maid in Manhattan, that's how the fuck that shit went. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't mean she was no lower than him, but she was on the spectrum to where she was struggling to fucking make it, and she was all right with that. You know, she just ran into this nigga, and who happened to be what he called a high value man. But why would she say that? Because in her mind, she didn't even think twice that that's something that would fucking happen.
He's a human being.
Nice. I'm sorry I bumped into you. You know, I might have, I walked in the room and you were still in there. I'm just saying if I was working housekeeping. And I was just nice, and I'm a nice person. I had a pretty smile, and I just was mild natured. Or I found some shit that you said you lost and made sure you got it. I just felt like he took that whole, it sometimes ain't about that. Well, what you doing, or what could you do, or what makes you that person. How about how he feel about me make me that person?
So what you actually describe it as a term called serendipity, right?
There you go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So
that should sound cute for a story.
And that happens, right? And I don't think that Kevin Samuels' positioning was ever that some serendipitous shit won't ever happen. I think that what he was doing was being very specific about very specific in talking to specific women, right?
I get it.
Who are not just, you know, first of all, right, to live in the dream, right? Like you don't look at nobody else because all you thinking about is Prince Charming, right? And now you 40 and Prince Charming still ain't came up, but a whole lot of fucking plumbers and carpenters and motherfucking,
along the way.
you feel what I'm saying? No, these niggas has
Infrastructure.
been here.
Right.
These
Right.
niggas has been here trying to be with you. And
Right.
you've been shitting on them because they ain't been Prince Charming, right?
Right.
So for that particular woman, right, who would call into his show and say, okay, well, I'm looking for a man who is blah 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 blah. What he would do is have a real conversation and say, okay, well, it's okay to shoot for the stars and shit, right? But what are you doing to shoot? Like,
And
like,
so,
are you really
He
shooting?
put you on the spot. He'd be like, well, he checked off all the fucking boxes for you. Bitch, what fucking box do you check off? Basically,
Right.
he just put women on the spot. And you're right.
Right.
Most people didn't know how to fucking answer that because why? Because most women deal out of emotional base, not analytically. And that's kind of how he was coming. I'm woman enough to say that because I am a more emotional intern woman, but that's how I know that I know personally I wouldn't call into his show because I already know how his mind works and I know how my heart works. So I know that's like mixing oil and water. It don't really mix. It always just settle at some point.
So this is where I gotta ask the pond, right? Like individually, what do you think that we need that the culture could implement to change this mentality about this situation or mindset? Would you think that'd be a purpose of neutralizing this whole gambit of this merry-go-round of bullshit, misdirection, and these quotes are defining people as so pick me. The whole cultural thing.
Well, okay.
Nigga, keep living and doing your thing. That shit don't affect you. Keep on living and doing your thing, nigga. Thrive to survive. Survive and thrive.
It's a lot of different things that people do. It's a lot of different things that people do. People
and quit hating.
I think
because
I don't think it's wrong to have the one woman, one man mentality, and that you want that person to be that person, kind of like how we are talking about. But I think more people have to appreciate who and what they have, and try real hard to make it work with who and what they have. Because when you have, when you have small fires everywhere, eventually it's going to become a big fire. And that goes back to the saying that, if everybody kind of played their role, but if we ain't, if people ain't being true and faithful to each other, then everybody playing a role, and it just ain't gonna work out right. I definitely get that, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that and take this how you need to take it. I think that a lot of things that men want, and I'm treading on this lightly, it's more of a traditional household, but you gotta introduce a traditional household, especially to women these days who didn't have a traditional household.
But that not the thing is, because what I seen an influx in and just doing some stuff like trying to get into this mind frame of learning how this culture is working today, because I was in a bubble for so long, and it's like a lot of these guys want this fake polyamorous relationship shit too. That kind of puts it in there and pick me like they can run two households, but don't even know how to take care of their basics.
And they fucking can't. I ain't even mad if you trying to fucking cheat, but if you ain't got the fucking time or the time to make that motherfucker feel like she just that special, then don't fucking do it. Because all you doing is looking stupid to the person that you're trying to fucking do it with.
Yeah, because that was the thing that I seen.
I'm gonna just that, but that takes me back to my phrase that
I got a
you
whole
want more
different.
of a traditional type of woman, then give her more of a traditional type of household to where she feels safe and secure. But if she worried about you fucking running the streets and running holes every fucking night, that's not a traditional household. I'm sorry.
And that's when I seen the lady.
What I was gonna say is that,
in the first one.
And she can't stay in her element as a woman or a wife because she constantly feels that whatever she doing, it can't be fucking good enough because you in these fucking streets every night.
And that's why I see that and when from that video, and I got the thing when it was being like going back, it's like, okay, well, I get to go, I get to do whatever I need to do, but you want to be at home. So I made the money for me to be free to do this. So the man I shouldn't be in that slave mentality, I want to say. Or
well, hold on.
What?
Slow down.
But what if you got with the woman who could have equally did that, but she kind of was a background of your format? Then does that make her any less? Because bitch, she could have been making 10 figures, but she chose to do the housewife thing, and
there
she
you
content
go
with that, and she was good with that. But it wasn't that she didn't have fucking 3 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
But now you won't. But now you won't flip it on. I'm gonna use myself as an example. My last relationship that I was in, I decided I was gonna have back surgery. We planned this shit. I was gonna be home for a whole year. We knew that was gonna be happening. Now, did I know he was cheating on me pretty much from day one of the relationship? I did not know. I promise you I did not know. I probably wouldn't have moved in with him knowing that. I did not know. But then, when the shit hit the fan towards the end of the relationship, the same reasons why I was staying home was the same reason he threw in my face that he was trying to cheat, that he was cheating on me because I was home all the fucking time. Bitch, I had surgery. You knew I
That's what I'm saying.
So, but that's just an example of some dumb shit. Like,
so, and that's what it's
Nick,
like.
what was the question you asked?
Nick had said something about I make the money, so I'm entitled, and I kind of was like, well, what else?
No, he asked something. He stopped the pine and said
he asked,
"How
can we change the
right.
mind frame of the Pikmi people?"
Of course,
and I said, shit, do you? And I say that because the way you are is how yours is going to be raised. So if you walk in the righteous path in terms of how, whatever that is, do you, man? Because you can't change the minds of nobody. We've gone way too far past that regression shit. Find what you want and run with that.
The best thing you can do right now is get it right with yourself because the rapture is fucking
right. And whatever go come to you, go come to you, bro.
Here, Nick. We can't go back and correct.
Nah, we can't.
We here. We here. The rapture is here. Hell fucking burning over. Hell freezing over like they said it would. We are here. So at this point right now, and I don't know if anybody, and I hate to be that person, but we are here. So make sure
that's what I just
you
said.
live in your best, your
right,
life
nigga.
That you live because we here. We
be a better person.
That's like
be a better person.
Because we can't go back and build them trees. We can't make Antarctica any more colder than what it is. Polar bears,
be a better person.
Polar bears, diseases,
and build better people.
Resurfacing that they said would resurface because the ice caps are melting off. We can't go back and stop none of that shit now.
None of that.
It's already
be a better person. And
you know,
better
because
people.
like I said, because how it looks on a man too. I'm labeled as, he just one of them pick me ass niggas. He got all that shit going on.
There ain't no such thing, bro.
No.
Again, I can't be cat if my allowance is big enough.
You wouldn't even let a woman take care of you for 6 months, and you talking about you a pick me ass nigga.
Hey, I'm just saying, but I'm saying the fuck people is gonna act like that if we got the good one though. The one that's go ahead.
Right. No, never.
So let me try to remember in reverse order. So the male version of the pick me would be the nigga who don't never challenge his chick, don't never challenge women's issues, just will fucking argue with another nigga on the internet about fucking abortion, You know what I'm saying?
Anything.
No, not anything, because niggas will argue with niggas. That's,
Yeah.
that don't have nothing to do
Okay.
with no pick me shit. But the nigga that's trying to ingratiate himself
It's
to the
abortion battle.
sisterhood, a Charlemagne the God ass motherfucker. You guys
Yeah.
really like Charlemagne
Did that
didn't
a
used to be
whole
how he is
that
now.
whole podcast. His
You
envy,
know what I'm
but he
saying?
got a
Like
wife. But
Charlemagne
that
is
whole
on some not trying to offend nobody, promoting,
I thought you would have
fucking
said boy
choice
DJ
and
Envy.
my DJ Envy is on some whole shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nick, you wouldn't be considered the male version of a pick me, right? Just to kind of give you the idea of what the pick me shit is for a chick, right? Secondly, the polygamy comment or polyamory comment, I think that you're 100% wrong. I think that most polyamorous relationships, they have the same ups and downs as regular relationships, but having been in one or two or three over my life, you try harder to make it work. You don't have as much, I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, fuck you, nigga, because it's a whole nother person that you got to be saying fuck you to as well. So I think that you have to have a lot more understanding, a lot less pretense, a lot less of trying to prove to the other person that, you some phenomenal motherfucker or whatever, as opposed to really just trying to do what is your role, because the roles start become very, very identifiable. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
when you say about that polyamorous shit, and I heard that it's being fucked up too, I don't think that that's true. And then as far as what was the first thing you said?
How can we neutralize?
Oh, we can't, because it's not a neutralizable thing by us men, right? Or by us as a community. Only thing men can do is just talk about it. And, we limit it to what we can talk about before we start being accused of having, small dick energy and, being a
Oh
misogynist,
shit, yeah.
all of that kind of shit. So a lot of shit we can't say. I don't give a fuck, so I'll say it anyway, right? But
right,
what
man.
this battle is a battle within a sisterhood, right? It is a particular faction of the sisterhood telling the other faction, who is more agreeable, appears more agreeable to men, to stop being so agreeable so that the playing field can be more level. We don't want these niggas to have a clear choice between your kind of woman and my kind of woman. He just only needs to be able to choose a black woman. And we all should be standing by the same principles. Niggas need to let go of any idea of having a cooperative household. It's two independent households working together. This is kind of like
Oh
what the
my
fuck I'm saying. This is kind of like
yeah.
the shit that the shit that this faction of fucking women is kind of promoting this shit, right? Like, fuck getting along with a man. Girl, are you fucking crazy? Why you gotta fucking be doing something to please him? He needs to be pleasing you. But men are saying why we can't please each other. You feel what I'm saying?
There you go.
And so again, if that group of women who men are more apt to choose disappears and just gets folded into the greater majority of women who are saying, fuck what a nigga wants, I'm gonna give you what I got to give you, then niggas is gonna start leaving the fucking race in droves. Because you don't have that problem nowhere else.
Exactly.
You don't have the problem of the female population battling inside the home with the male population, only in the black community. Even with the women's movement, it's a political movement. It's not about their house.
Right.
Yeah. Me too.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, they go out and march. White women go out and march and come home and fucking cook dinner.
Right. Right. They ain't letting it interfere with their day to day.
You feel what I'm saying?
They feel strongly about, and they gonna go out there and do it.
They're gonna go out and say their speech,
Right.
come home, and while they fucking plating up the fucking casserole, they're gonna be telling their husband about how many women was out there marching for the year. You need to be doing something about it. You feel what I'm saying? Shit, we gotta come in and argue.
Listen, right.
First of all, we don't even know what the fuck is going on, right? She already mad. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck I do? She's like, yeah, you
banging the
man.
spoon on the pot, like you
Slam that
said.
Oh,
fucking like,
fuck,
here go your
ah.
panties, and you be like, what's wrong? Be like,
Walk
fuck
in
And I
on
was
some
walking
bullshit.
outside of Pam,
Walk
and she
in the
said
house
her
on
house
some
not even
bullshit.
gone like that, and she's
Just
so
to be on some
happy.
bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? And that is the one part.
what's up, me?
What,
Long time no hear from chick.
yeah, and that's the one thing I said that and it's not confusing and shit, but I need to indulge in more of the thing because, like I said, it's unbelievable to me that this stuff unfolded while I've been in the bubble so long. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it wasn't even a topic of conversation. It it doesn't matter. What you look like. It had to be that energy that was settling for me to be at peace. Because without the man being at peace, you know what I'm saying, you wouldn't even have no idea of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is loyalty in a peaceful place and understanding. Because you don't need to obey me, you just need to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Everything will fall into fucking place. But to come into the house, like you said, and have it written on the fucking vision board or some shit, which you need to fall into, and I've been battling the world, yeah, that's a cold thing of potato salad. You know what I'm saying? On a hot day. You know what I'm saying? It really don't exist. No.
I guess it just troubles me, or what really confuses me is why is it that you have this push to not get along with men? What the fuck is that all about?
Hey man, some trauma shit. That's that back in the day, something we probably don't know nothing about it. Even if we did know, we couldn't do nothing about type shit. You know what
But
I'm
it
saying?
never happened like that in mass quantities. So it's the thing. It's like what, and it's like it's almost like a slave mentality. We'll be a slave to the man. You know what I'm saying? If this dude makes whatever, oh, that's like for instance, like one time,
I
like
know.
the thing. What was that one? What was that one movie? The Family That Prays. Right? I think this is a perfect thing. This guy was building infrastructure, building money for his business, but uh, I forgot her name from Love and Basketball or whatever it was. Uh, yeah. So the thing is, she was working for this guy. He had money. He was supposedly the high value man, and this dude's over here trying to make ends meet, and her whole life was wrapped around her corporate life. To the end, and everybody who was working in a restaurant or whatever was all low.
No, I
And
mean it
that is
definitely it definitely made sense that I mean it I get what you said. No, it did make sense because she was all about corporate America and he was trying to get there. All he wanted to do was get an entrepreneurship with his partner, which was pretty much that. And she fought him on tooth and nail for that, and it was just like, but you're not really working for the man. Like you, like a super accountant, you could kind of go do your own thing. Won't necessarily say you work for somebody, but you consult. Black of a better phrase. But
yeah.
but I get it though. But she was like totally opposite for him. Like she totally didn't want him to go out and do his own thing, which was fucking crazy. But yeah, but you're right. That's kind of
You know what I'm saying? And at the end
Oh,
of the
I
day,
know.
she still. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You saying something, Mike? He froze?
I thought Max
No,
said something.
I didn't I didn't freeze. I was waiting for you. I was gonna say that I had remembered what it was that I was gonna say to what y'all was talking about 20 minutes ago, but we fucking dipped off. What you was talking about was being a kept man, or you wasn't saying being a kept man.
That was me.
Frank said being a kept man. Nick said being a pick me for uh, letting the chick take care of shit. And Shell, you was calling him out on that about what he said
Last
however
podcast.
many podcasts ago. And what I was gonna say was I think that the two things can exist at the same time, right? That you can have a strong, independent chick that has taken care of her fucking business, got her shit together, you know what I'm saying? A boss in her own lane and shit, right? But also recognize that nurturing role and be able to fucking step in and assist the nigga where the nigga might not even like. I'm a nigga who will never ask you for help, right? Especially like bread. because of how I've lived my life, all my life, and I'm trying to get in heaven now and shit, right? I generally just don't deal with chicks and money and shit, right? Like, I try not to borrow money and no shit like that, none of that kind of stuff. I really don't want to take your shit. But I've been in a scenario where, a chick, she was okay. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't rich, wasn't Claudia Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But she had a couple of bank accounts and a fucking job. You know what I'm saying? Made $100K a year, and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I was going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And at that particular time, I'd look up and it'd just be money in my cash app. Like, she would hear me talk about some shit, right? Oh yeah, man, a couple of days I got to go deal with whoop whoop such and such. Got to get him 300 whoop whoop whoop. She'd be like, oh, and then bam, she'll just do something about it, right? Don't even give me the opportunity to argue with you or try to fucking be this extra super proud motherfucker that don't need no help while I'm fucking underwater with bricks on my motherfucking feet, some more shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the two can exist, but they have to exist. It's a very delicate balance because that same chick, right, having resources and me being in a particular need at that time, she could have did that in a way that could have destroyed the relationship. You know what I'm
Period.
saying? Like, it could have been, yeah, look, well, if you need some money, just ask me. You ain't got to beat around the bush, some shit like that. Like, it's just some little shit. Like, and I don't play about my money. Like, if you borrow some money from me, you're going to pay me my money. Like, if you get at me like that, like, it's going to destroy the fucking relationship, right? But this chick knew, you know what I'm saying? She knew that she was fucking with a man. Like not the nigga that's gonna be capitulating and fucking trying to say all the right shit. No, I'm a fucking man. I be having issues and problems, and a nigga be needing to work shit out. Most things I work out on my own. A lot of times, shit, if you could make it that much fucking easier, do that.
Hey, Renee, can you do me a
And
favor?
not
Not real
only
favor.
not only am I greatly appreciative of the gesture itself, right? Like, you helped me
Beautiful.
in a tight spot, but I ain't never gonna forget. Like, I'm talking about the shit on the podcast.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? I
But
ain't never gonna forget that kind of shit.
But the same way you put that out there, I need, it just seemed like, I don't know. I'm not saying all men. I'm not even saying the majority of men. I'm just saying a small percentage of men. I'm just saying that like that needs to be like both ways, because again, when you dealing, okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. When you
Here.
first of all,
Before you go, let me say this. Let me say one quick thing. It does go both ways. Remember the flowers.
The DoorDash.
No, remember the flowers.
Right.
You just need flowers, not because you asked for flowers, but just because I should know
that you want flowers.
That you like flowers.
Exactly.
Or fucking bath bombs or whatever.
That's
like, it's something that you did that let me know. Some conversation we had without you asking me, nigga, can you get me some fucking flowers?
Right.
It was something that you
listening.
did that made me understand she needs some flowers right now. So
okay.
I go get flowers.
Right. So and I won't even comment like about, like, I had a lot of thoughts on what you just said your scenario was.
No, it's like that with money too.
But,
I'm saying.
But I won't even say it like that. I'll say it like this. I'll say it like, like, if I'm dealing with you and you supposed to be the person that's in my life, I ain't even gonna say you supposed to be all that, but you supposed to be nigga I'm dealing with right now. He in my life. He might have been in my life for a little while now. I don't know, like, most people for their birthdays, they want other people to make a bigger deal about them than them themselves, because to me, that would just make it seem like I'm selfish or I'm planning my own fucking birthday. Who wants to feel like that? So my thing is that don't ask me a month and a half about what am I doing for my fucking birthday, or even much where I'm gonna be. You fucking tell me that, hey, I want to do something for you for your birthday, and this is what I like to do. Okay, I'm there. But then we never come back to where you're gonna be, or what you or what it is that you try to do, because because you just wasn't direct enough to be like, hey, I want to do something for your birthday. I want to spend time with you. I want to take you out for the weekend to do something. And I was too coy to be like, you keep asking me, but I really just want you to just tell me what the fuck I'm doing for my birthday, because all I'm looking for you is to make a big deal about me. And then none of it happens, and then it all gets fucking misconstrued, and then it's another fucking year disappointment. So I say as to say that, yes, to me, that's taking lead on some shit.
But you know what?
It's my fucking day. You care. I want you to be like fucking Homewood. I want you to care enough to send your very fucking best.
But you know what though?
I want you to celebrate me. I want you. I don't want to be like, okay, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go to Ruth Chris, and after we went to Ruth Chris, I really wanted to go watch that new movie that came out. I just want you to be like, you know what? I feel like she would like this for her birthday. I'm never gonna come back and fucking say this was the worst birthday ever, even if it's something I didn't want to do, because I'm assuming if you know me, you know my heart enough to know that even if you tried, you could never get it wrong. You tried. So that, like what you said, what that did, that goes both ways. I am never going to be a person that's going to ask you because, well, I've been told no once or twice in my lifetime to put me on that fence to where it just make me feel funny about it. If I feel like we there, maybe that's different. But even then, you got one time to tell me you can't or no, and then I ain't even mad that you can't. But then that's done burned the fucking bridge, and then I'm not gonna fucking ask you again because hey, you told me no.
So Shell, and I'll go with the fellas right here, right? Because
I'm just saying, if you're gonna do something for me, send it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't ask me 50 fucking times. Just fucking do it, because I'm probably always gonna tell you no. Because again, like you can ask me for 2 months straight what I'm gonna do, what I want to do for my birthday, or what I'm doing for my birthday, and I'm gonna just be like, I don't know, because again, I guess I'm just trying to see what you got planned.
So that's the thing, because recent time being in this pool that I am in, right, that with men being taking the lead, a lot of women in certain pools take that as aggressiveness. So if I say, oh well, hey, I got reservations at the Tide place tonight, say I'll be there at 5:00. I'll be there at 4:45, and this is like, well, why you take a lead? How you don't know? I'm the fake busy, or the thing I had other stuff to do. But I'm like, okay, well, you always was saying that, on Tuesday nights it's half off sushi, double rolls, and I'm like,
so let's
be there, whatever.
Let's meet up for double roll sushi. That's some shit that you say you like, right?
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like a group of people said that it's a man to take the lead because maybe I wasn't feeling it that day. But you just said it for 6 months. But go back to what Max said, right? It's like if people change the goalposts all the time and they undecisive on where they want to go in life, but a person have the ability and the freedom to do that, and you caught up in your own world, don't make the other person feel bad because I could be able to do that, right? But then, now I'm just gonna put it like this: these fuck boys out here not doing that and just like sitting up, knocking on the door, and talking about I'm gonna make sushi at the house and never made sushi before in their life.
You said that shit right. The fuck boys. We can just get rid of that.
You know what I'm saying?
But get rid of the fuck boys and just have men. Then we'd be all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Get rid of the fuck boys.
And when you date, you know what I'm saying? When you take a sensitive to do that and perpetuate, this is, I see this is how life is going. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, well, I'm confused. I'm misinformed because I never had this before. So the men like me, Mac and Frank, have to deal with all the past due trauma. And it's like, when is shit's gonna stop? And I'm out of the boat. Like, you just in town, not checking in. You know what I'm saying? You just doing all this fly shit. Like,
hey,
it ain't none of that for me. My whole point of being in any of that shit is if any amount of effort isn't motherfucking appreciated, then that shit don't count regardless. Motherfucker ain't gonna do none of that shit. None of that shit. So it's all about appreciation around this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's what I said, Shell. You know what I'm saying? Even I see what you're coming from, because it's like more niggas want admiration over a sentiment of admiration, like
Niggas
kiss
don't
the
even
ground
want
that they
that. Niggas
walk
just
on.
want peace.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm talking about the fuck people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing all this for you. I call you DoorDash, and you know, it's like, okay, that's nice, but you know what I'm saying? Like, are you here in the present? Because no matter what it is, you know, it's the person show up and be themselves. I did one time you say, Shell, it's like, we could say all this, but you said, what I feel like I could never do nothing right, and I'm in a room with somebody else but feel so alone. That touched me the one time you said that, because it's like, hey, because all I know, because you are the female version of us, so we know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And even in taking the lead, that shit can't just count when it goes to going out places and doing shit for you. For nigga taking the lead, you got to sit back all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Not just when you want some shit or when you're dropping hints. Nigga got to sit back all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're taking the lead, then let a nigga lead. Not just when you want a nigga or want something, but when all the shit is happening. You can't do none of that shit without no opposition. That's the whole shit. You can't just get it when you want it.
Most women don't. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't. I definitely could agree with that. I
Ridiculous.
think
You can't just have a nigga lead when you want him to lead.
Multi-layered and multi-faceted, but you know, and not definitely not making an excuse. I think that we definitely could do better. I know I can do better. I'm not convinced, and I'm just trying to be better with that, you know, and stuff like that. But again, you know, just trying to let you know, circumstances or past stuff get in that, you know, I'm kind of built a certain way, and I'm in a process now of fucking delayering everything that I layered up. And that's not it's not easy all the time. You know, you need somebody that could work with you and stuff like that. You hope that somebody show you that same grace and patience, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, I definitely agree with that. You know, I definitely feel like no, I don't want you to just leave when I want you to leave, you know, because no, I need you to be like, you know, get the fucking shit. We about to go. This party done. We about to roll. They done. Shit about to pop off. You know, I get that. I get that. You see some shit and you be like, come on, let's go. I don't need to be sitting there talking about why I'm not ready to go. Maybe you saw some shit that I didn't see.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, move.
But I want to be. No, you can't tell me what to. No, I don't never want to be that person.
Right. And I don't know if Matt, you know what I'm saying? You know, Matt taught me this. He was like that, you know, sometimes that will come off as egotistical or toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? In these modern times, like, this motherfucker is just, you know, on point, see stuff out, but we got this unique way of reading the crowd and see how it's actually moving. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, we need to move. It's niggas gather up the keys and we be gone, right? But it's still, when you get in the car and you're, you know, front line a whole bunch of stuff in these women's life, you know, and I don't think Mac ever experienced this, but, you know, it becomes a burden on the female, because it's like, well, we taking her out of position because she had worked her way up to be in this thing. Are you embarrassed walking down the street with me and I'm not good enough? Or did you see somebody making that jealous? And it's like, no, it was just not the time to network. Although it felt good and stuff, I could see the separation is going to come, because it's not going to be like this all the time. Life changes every day. Are you willing to adapt? Or you like, oh, I wish you had the old you back. The old you yesterday changed 24 hours ago. Are we living in the present? You know, are we going to try to live for the future? Are we living in the past? Every
day.
You know, as we rise in the morning, it's a rebirth of ourselves from yesterday. Period. You know what I'm saying? If people don't want to get up on that, because the same ideas and the same feeling you had about this, how you said taking a hard stand, because you told me, it's like, Nikki, you be taking hard stands on stuff, right? And it's like, that's the way that I see that it's been written into the universe, the universal laws about shit that can't be that change, right? Because if you try to buck the system, it's always going to not pay you off, period. So I hope people actually, you know, get that that mentality because the new mindset has showed up. Period. You know what I'm saying? Are we willing to adapt and compromise without saying it opens up our moral fucking values? Are we some kind of, you know what I'm saying, weak individual or whatever? Are we staying stern on what the actual... But no, you can't even say that because they don't have no more rules. In the old school way, don't apply no more. That book has been buried under the ground, put in a bottle and off to fucking China somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is. But yeah, stick to the moral kind of motherfucking compass that we have and keep on moving. Yeah, I got it. I'll take the pick me girls. They come on, fine as hell. All of them. Keep my black community going. I need about 4 more kids right about now. At 42 years old, yeah, I need about 4 more.
42. Wait. Well, who's 42?
Matt? Me? Yeah, I just turned 41. Maybe 42 this November.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
He said that's hilarious.
No, I mean I'm just saying the whole 42 thing is funny.
Yeah, it's for real, for real. That's messed up. You said ultra capping. All right, I got you. Okay, go.
Super cap.
Hey man, hey, all I'm gonna say is it is your picture. Paint that bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If that's what you want to say.
Hey, baby, what it is, goddammit. Tomato, arugula. Same shit.
Right. I didn't stop lying until I turned 50. I was cheating 10 years down. Nobody never questioned me. I turned 50. Motherfucker said, I thought you was 40. I was like, nah, bro, I'm 50. That nigga Rail said, man, every year, I swear to God, I have a birthday and Uncle Mackie have a birthday. In some kind of way, this nigga's age is getting closer and closer to mine. I'm like, hey.
Quit noticing shit, nigga.
But
I'm like 48, like 3 years.
That's funny as fuck.
But I'm saying this.
I often get complimented on my looks. So when I lie about my age, I think it's funny. I mean, when I tell my age, I think it's funny because I don't lie about it. I be like, nigga, I'm this age. They be like, nigga, for real, you lying? They think I'm lying anyway. Everybody think I'm way younger than I am.
So
it really everybody think I'm way younger than I am.
Right? Like I had about like a little cool little family, about 16 of them right here when I was 33.
Mm-hmm. See, mine just came in when I turned 41, so I'm all good.
So once the motherfuckers start popping in everywhere, I was like, come on, hurry up, man. Y'all bullshitting, right?
You try to get that Grecian?
Me of Beijing and everything.
Yeah,
I got accused of Beijing and all that.
Nigga, never.
At the young barbecue function, my cousins was fucking with me. They was like, nigga, where your grades at? Because everybody grade up. I was like, nigga, they in there somewhere. Nigga, they in there. Believe that. Then my cousin Hard, that nigga Hard was like, nigga, you going that Beijing, nigga? No, nigga. I can't even travel across some seas like that, my nigga.
Hey, look, last week,
my passport don't go that far, my nigga.
Hell no. Nah.
Hey, Mac, about 2 weeks ago, Mama McClain, salt and pepper kicked in on the side where it all starts. So I finally got mine. You know what I'm saying? The little one right here. Yep. So mine's kicking in. So I'm loving it.
Yeah, man. Motherfuckers is amazing at my age. I'm loving it.
Shit, I earned these motherfuckers. I'm wearing them. I ain't painting them, none of that shit.
None of that shit.
Most I'm going to do is trim these bitches down.
Man.
That's it.
Plus, somebody told me the women love the grays, though. You know what I'm saying? That's
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's something about the maturity.
That would be the thing.
It's something about the maturity of it all.
I don't know. I always be wondering, like, how do the dreads go with the gray beard? Like a motherfucker see me from behind and be like, oh, okay, this is a young nigga. Nigga play football or something. Turn around and shit, this me.
Only until they start frosting out too. You know what I'm saying?
Shell
then
gone?
after that, they gonna know. No, I think she went to answer her phone. That was her phone. I think she slid the screen.
Okay. So look, so
I
that's
do
my
not
thing,
know
right?
why. I do not know why Granny is hitting my phone right now. I think she meant to text somebody else.
My grandmother.
Yeah.
Ah,
My bad.
All
I
right,
do
it's all
have
good.
to
So, all right, peace. We all got to go.
I
Thank
don't
y'all
gotta
for
go
that.
nowhere,
The
nigga.
piranha is always to have all four of us in the house.
I'm in these internet
Nick,
streets right
you
now.
got to stop trying to run the show, bro.
Right.
No,
They're
I'm
trying to
saying,
kick
I
nigga
thought she had
off.
to go.
Yeah,
I'm in
well,
these
bye
internet
then. Well, go
streets
ahead
right
and
now.
go then. I was like, what the
No,
hell?
I'm just saying. She said she had to go. I ain't trying to take your job, man.
Well, bye then. Well, go.
Cause she not after the pre-show.
Oh,
Post
shit.
show, baby. Post show.
Don't let me start. Yeah, post show. Don't let me start Nick-isms right now. I gotta watch out.
Start. Nigga says start.
You
I gotta
are
defend my
walking
Pikmi
Nickism, my
ladies
nigga.
now. I guess I'm gonna be a super simp. I have to go defend my Pikmi ladies' identities. I guess, huh? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Hey, chill though.
You know
Cancel
what
the
this nigga
Pikmi
just
ladies.
said?
Be good. Be safe.
Where's
All
Mama
right.
Dale at? I ain't see her in the comments. She out there, Mama?
I see it. Well,
She probably out there chilling.
I love you. We miss you tonight.
Indeed.
All right,
man.
fellas. Mwah, I love y'all.
Well, here, let me go on and
All right.
close the show out.
Okay, well, I ain't want to mess y'all up if y'all gonna stay on. Yeah.
Nah, I just wanted to close the show. I was telling Nick, nigga, don't be
I know you
closing the
tried
show,
100
nigga.
times, but
God damn.
we love you, Nick. No. We love you because nigga, you'll go around not be on here for the next month, and we be like, what we gonna do?
She was just
So we
saying
like
bye,
you
y'all,
just
and you didn't even tell her
like
that she
you just-
closed the show.
we like you
Oh,
just the way
She
you
was
are.
excusing herself,
Don't you
though.
change a
That
thing.
little Capricorn season. Y'all,
She
you
was
didn't say
excusing
nothing to her,
herself.
Matt.
She was excusing
change a
herself.
thing.
You trying to excuse everybody.
Capricorn. It's the two Capricorns. Why don't like the Brady Bunch over there?
I'm a Scorpio, and I understand it.
Sagittarius don't get along with nobody.
I'm a Cancer moon sun, a Libra moon, and a Taurus rising.
Where the Sagittarius at?
Over there with
Exactly.
I'm not a Sagittarius.
Okay, well, we are officially at 1 hour and 31. See if I can get Nick to let me close this bad boy so Shell can go on.
Who said that? Dropping bombs. Allegedly.
Please tell the people it's 5 minutes and 9 my time. I make that shit seem like the shell gotta go. It's dark out here.
God damn. Well, we have come to the end of another good one, full of Nick-isms and such. I want to thank everybody in the comments section, everybody that joined us on Facebook and YouTube Live, joined us on the Facebook side of the game. Jump over to the YouTube side and give us a sub. You guys should start liking the videos too when you watch it.
Yeah.
It kind of works a little. It works in our favor if you like the video while we live streaming. So we'll pay attention to reminding people to share and like while you're commenting. In any event, if you joined us on the Facebook side of the game, join us on the YouTube side, give us a sub over there. If you joined us on either of the platforms, catch us on the replay. Leave a comment. They show up in real time. Me and Nick always like to check that out. We will respond as though you are in the pod. Also, join us on either platform. Join us on the Clubhouse. We have a room over there called the Piranha Pond. Generally start up conversations and bring you up on stage and let you talk your ish. Y'all know how it goes. The water is fine. Come on in. Other than that, check for us on the King's Corner, doing reaction videos to some of the fuckery that be happening in our culture. So check for us, same spot right here when there is no Piranha Pond. Trying to keep you guys giving you guys some good content here. In any event, you guys know what it is, what it has been, what it always will be. We are Piranha Pond StreamCast live at 5/7 Central. And now we are